In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. I would like to just respond to a video that I saw, and it was our friend from the MoorishWorldTv, Taalik Bay. Woo! Taalik Bay. This video, he was making mockery, and ever since Tariq Nasheed put a little whooping on this poor, confused man, he's been really trying to get at, bring down, expose, or whatever you want to call it, the foundational Black American ideology or their movement, because he's angry and upset with Tariq Nasheed. Oh well. He questions this identity called foundational Black Americans. Let's talk about this real quick and get out of here. I just want to make some points and we're going to call it a day. The Black American suffers severe identity crisis ever since leaving the slave plantation, because when we were on the slave plantation, you did not have an identity crisis. You was nigger. There was nothing else. And we were treated like farm animals. We were treated like pets. There was no argument. There was no debate. Come here, nigga. And you came. Yes, sir. Yes, massa. There was no identity crisis. There was no arguing and debating among the slaves. What is you? I's nigger. Just like your dog at your house. You call your dog Bowser or Lassie or Moses, whatever you call your animal. Come here. There's no identity crisis. Master said, come here, nigga. And there you go. The confusion came after the slave plantation. You were called, or we were called after nigger, and we still call ourselves. That's a popular identity. You can say nigger and a whole lot of heads are turned in 2025. And you never lived on a slave plantation, nigga. That's what's so sad about it. You never been on a slave plantation. And somebody said nigga, and you Arabs, folks, which one of us is he talking to? Sad. So after nigger, nigga, however you want to call it, because nigga is held on a pedestal of high esteem now, and you never been on a slave plantation. Those who understand, many who are still alive that had to hear that nasty word, and you don't care about how your ancestors feel. I feel different. You should have been on the slave plantation. Then you would understand. That's how sick you are. But it's the ancestors' fault because they didn't teach their children properly. Because if they taught their children properly, you wouldn't be holding nigga. That nasty, foul, evil, wicked, profane word wouldn't be glorified in our community. Didn't teach your children. And the black man and woman in America has failed and continue to fail children. We don't teach our babies nothing. You don't expect the public school system to teach them what they actually need to understand and learn and know. And so now the children who ain't never been on a slave plantation, they call themselves niggas, and the young girls call themselves B's and the H word voluntarily. They have become what somebody else called them. So you graduate from nigger to Negro to colored. On many of our birth certificates, you will see Negro. Some of us, you will see colored. Then, of course, black. And now, Christian. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Moor. You don't need to tell me no more. I'm an African. I'm a native. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a foundational black American. I'm a freeman. It just goes on and on. There's some new stuff out here. Constantly making crap up. But on the slave plantation, it only took one word. Come here, nigga. And you come running, and you still run when they call you nigger. So out of all these identities, from nigger to foundational black American, all of them have their roots from somebody else. You got your being a Moor from somebody else. Being a Muslim from somebody else, some foreigners overseas, and Christian from the slave master. You're a foundational black America, being American, because that's where your massa put you. But you're a free man. I'm foundational. I'm the original slave that was raised up in America. I'm a foundational slave. That they set me free, I'm a freeman, and they stole all my money. All these things, and you're supposed to be a free man and free woman, but all these things come from some other place, and you are free people, but nothing, all these identities, you got from somebody else. And so, you free, but you still in bondage to the identity of a label that you got from somewhere else. And there's confusion, because there's not one Christian, there's all kinds of Christians. There's not one Muslim, there's all kinds of Muslims. There's not one Moor, all kinds of Moors. all kinds of Africans, all kinds of native people and different types of Hebrew Israelites. You confused as hell. Because you're not free. You still have a slave mindset, looking for a massa that can give you your label, your identity. When a free people, a free person, I determine who I am. I dictate and I create. I don't need nothing from nobody else because I'm free. So how can the Moors, out of all the suckers, how can the Moors? Now I can understand foundational black American. I can understand that. And that's more down to earth. Has nothing to do with religion. Has something to do with historical facts and culture. So I can understand foundational black American. On this platform, I say, and I support an identity better than all of it that come from us. So, brothers and sisters, and it was acceptable by the people when it was here. That's why they destroyed it. Because you are more than black. Soul in this identity is culture. Has nothing to do with religion. There is no religion. It's nothing to do with it. It's about your culture. It is about your history. And it's taking you out. Why you want to be a black American? Black is the reason why you was oppressed. Black is the reason why they put that evil on you based on your skin color, but you're more than that. And nobody else can claim soul power. Only us. Nobody can even relate. There was a time when people around the earth, I want some soul. I want to be like them. And there was only one them. I don't want to be a foundation of black America. I'm not founded. I did not create slavery. I don't want to be no slavery in America. I don't want to be part of that. That identity that was forced on me by my massa. I'm free and I'm new and I create and I make this how I want it. How I want to do it. Nobody can tell me nothing. So here you have some people caught up in religion calling themselves Moors. Now, I'm not going to be an authority on Moorish history. It's not necessary. But according to a video I saw from a black historian, I forgot who it was either John Henry Clark or Dr. Ben, one of them, I believe, or I can't say who it was, but they was talking about how, because Islam is not a African religion. It comes from those Arabs. And the Arabs forced that on African people on that continent. And they gave them a choice. Either you become a Muslim or we would kill you. And so those African people began to accept Islam. And those who accepted Islam, they were called Moors. And they joined the Arabs and began the Crusades and helped promote Islam across the earth. The Europeans did not ask for no Moors to come save them. They forced themselves on the Europeans. That's what they done. And then, when all that fell apart, and of course, there was some benefits. I didn't ask. The Europeans did not ask the Moors, can you come teach us this? No. These people saw you as savages, saw you as an inferior. Let me show you my way. So when the Europeans grown in strength and fought these suckers, got them off their back, the tables turned. Now I'm going to show you my way. So how you going to get angry at Caucasian people? How you going to get angry at Europeans when they just return the favor you put on them? Wasn't the Europeans in Europe, you say, oh, they was living on their walking on their all fours, eating raw meat, living in sewage. They was not civilized. Okay. They didn't ask for your help. You went over there because you're going to do them a favor because I'm better. Leave them damn people alone. So you caused it. And so they returned the favor because now as they come into strength, they began to see you as you once saw them. Now you want to cry. Oh, we taught them this and that. They ain't nobody asked you for your damn help. Nobody asked you to do nothing. You forced yourself on them. Nobody from the caves came and asked you to do nothing for them. You civilized. Mind you, when you talk about Moors, there were Europeans because they conquered that. Moor are Africans who were converted to Islam. Moor is Islam. And so Europeans became were Moors. It's religion. It's not a nation. There was no country named Moor. There was no Moorish nation. These were conquerors who conquered the Europeans, and the Europeans paid them back. And you want to identify with that. You don't have nothing, black Americans don't have nothing to do with that. So, foundation of black Americans is more valid, more credible than I'm a Moor. Can't explain this stuff. You ain't never lived in Europe. How the hell you a Moor? You ain't never lived in Europe. You never lived in Africa. You have nothing to do with that stuff. Nothing but religion being forced on us as usual. You went from one slave plantation to another. I was a Christian, now I'm a Muslim. I'm a Muslim under the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. I'm a Muslim under the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. Whatever, I'm stuck being a Muslim. I'm stuck being a slave to some foreigner or some slave owner somewhere. And mind you, the Arabs practice slavery. Mind you, Islam still accepts and practice slavery till this day. And you want to be related and a part of that, I would rather be a foundation of black Americans. But until then, I suggest to us, soul power forever. Get up out of all that madness.